how they fight for this fight 30k back on the video. So you got Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn this Saturday. This is my breakdown and prediction. So for me, looking back at both of the last fights, so I watched both of the last fights, and for me, I feel that Conor Benn is is better technically. He's got a better punch, but feels the punch a bit better. But I've noticed that when I looked at the Chris Eubank Jr. fight versus that guy that he fought, I can't even pronounce his name. That guy, who fought that Eastern European guy. I think he wanted to get him out of there, got him knocked down in the first round. But I think the thing is, he didn't seem as fast as usual. Eubank Jr. fast speed, but it did punch. His technique was a lot better, and it's a lot sharper. It was sharper, more powerful. And because it's sharp, when it's sharp, when the punch is nice and sharp, it's a lot more. It's not like you don't want any more than we don't. Because when something's sharp, you don't want to take a lot of those shots. So I think when you punch a sharp, it's more of a deterrent rather than a big thudding shot, because sometimes thudding pains fudge for a bit. So thudding pain, it fudge for a bit. However your pain threshold is, it can last for. You can hold it, and sometimes you can actually breathe through those like thudding blows, those big massive blows that are thudding. You can push through those and breathe through them. Where something sharp, boom, it's, it's there, sharp, boom, gone. So I feel like he's punching a lot sharper, but I think better technically. So I'm gonna go through each part that I think who's better than who in what department. As a fighter, I think Chris Eubank Jr. is better. As a boxer, Conor Benn's better, even though he has less experience and has been boxing less time. He's more polished than Eubank Jr. Eubank Jr. never been known for to be good technically. He's never known for that, but he's known for good engine, high work rate, and that was what got him through. He was a fighter, not a boxer. He's not like his father. His father was more of a boxer than a fighter, but he's more of a fighter than a boxer. He has got some of the elements of his father, and same as Conor Benn has elements of his father. I think Conor naturally fights like his father. I think he just naturally just does, because even though Tony seems to try and train him, teach him certain ways, he's still very much like his father. The one thing I say about Conor Benn, when he has someone hurt, he's a very good finisher. Everyone said now because the power is gone, because of the drugs, sucking off the drugs or whatever. That may well be a true factor, but I just feel that you could be a puncher at 147, but you're not going to be a puncher at 160. Case in point, Floyd, he was at 135 and 140. Floyd was hurting people, knocking people out. 147, 154. He has to fight differently. He realized he couldn't punch like how he used to, especially because his hands were really brittle. He's known for having brittle hands. That's why he used to wear winning gloves and ground gloves, because they protect your hands more than anything else. It's not really a puncher's glove, the more protect your hands than anything else. I've got a pair of winning gloves myself, so I know they really do protect your hands. Like sometimes you can actually, I've actually sparred without wearing all wraps. Winning gloves, that's how good they are sometimes. Depends which ones you buy, and what you pay, and you get what you pay for, really and truly. But yeah, with Eubank Jr., I just think he's a better fighter. I think he's got he's had bigger fights for George Groves. Even though he comes short, George Groves. He fought B.J. Saunders. Obviously, he's lost. He lost to Liam Smith. So when he's come up to 2.5 decent, he has lost. But I don't think Conor Benn can actually dent Eubank. I don't think everyone knows. There's all just talk. Oh, he was hurting in sparring. No more. It's sparring. He went 18 gloves on, and a guy is there to make you work. And we don't know if that guy has been coming there just to be a punching bag or what his instructions were. Because when you spar, when you say spar, sometimes you spar, so you change the instructions. Sometimes I've got to spar from and my trainer's gone, I don't want you to punch hard, I just want you to box. Just box this guy. That's what I want you to do is box. Like, be smart. be defensive, be on this box. So you have instructions when you rap and you're working on certain things with your train. So when you say someone's beating someone up, they could be working on two different things, could be both in the ring, but working on two different things as part of their game. So, just because someone's getting beat up doesn't automatically mean that they're the worst on that guy. It just means they could be working on two different things. The times I've got beat up in sparring, but that wasn't what my point of that spar was. Sometimes my spar is, my coach calls you throw too much punches, and you go into, because you're bigger and stronger than these guys, what I want you to do is control yourself, and I want you to, you're only throwing 2 punches for this round, and there can't be anything apart from the 1, 2. So you can throw a round, you can throw a jab, but the only 2 punches you can throw. So it means 2 punches there. I can't throw hooks, can't throw uppercuts. I only can throw straight punches. That's what I mean by two punches. So like, it depends on what you're doing in sparring. So that thing there, when they hear all that sparring stuff, I don't really care, if I'm honest with you, because everyone's got different ways of sparring out, and I've sat in with sparring with professional boxers, and some of them do this, and whispering in their corner, blah blah blah, blah, whispering in your ear like you can't, because you're boxing to instructions, and they say, oh, you do this, you do this, do that, to improve yourself. So everything about sparring is improving yourself. So just because you're knocking some guy down, it could have been a lapse in concentration. It could be anything that happened, and that said day. He's knocked him down. You could be looking at the ring at some girl. You don't know. So I just think, when we're speculating, and we weren't there for, I just think, leave it alone. And I think, why even come from the Benn camp that he's doing this inspiring? I just think that's just thing. And I've said all that about Benn now. I'm focus with Chris Eubank Jr. Now for me, I like Chris Eubank Jr. I've met him. I like both of those guys. Both guys. I think they're both. I mean, away from the camera, I think they're both just nice people. They're both really good people. I think, they're both silver spoon kids, but especially with Ben, we don't really get that vibe from him, even though he is. And you speak to him one on one. Everyone's on TV. But Conor Benn seems more down to earth. With the Eubank Senior and Junior, I think Senior and Junior, they're very eccentric, and they play the game. They know how to milk and make money and make money out of and maximize the monetization of this fight and anything they're into. Now, with Eubank Senior, I'm gonna go to him first because I want to end on a good note with Junior. With Eubank Senior, I think when he's saying these things, he's saying this disgraceful, blah blah. But everything I agree, it's not done in good taste. I get why Eubank Junior did it. It doesn't justify it whatsoever. I get why he did it. It doesn't justify it for 1 second, because that could have been seriously dangerous. Like, regardless of what he did, the fight didn't happen. So it could have happened, but it didn't happen. It's not like you're getting mad about what could have happened. That's my thing, is getting mad about what could happen. It didn't happen at all. And yes, we all take risks, and people, boxers take major risks. And I think, yes, it is disgraceful for the egg, but I'm telling you now, Senior should be by his son's side. If there's certain things you should be saying, you should say that in private to him. Those things is in public, should say in private. The things you should be saying in public is when, Junior should be fighting for a world title. If you're saying those things, not fighting Conor Benn, I get it, because you know what this boxing game is and the legacy you leave behind. But it just seems like Eubank Jr. just wants a bit of money, and I don't think, and that's been my hang up with him. I think the hang up with him here has been, he hasn't chased the world title or the legacy. Now this seems like he wants money, and it seems like, but also I get it, he's trying to retribute because a man cheated, he don't cheat, he's a clean fighter. That's why I'm basing what he says, he's a clean fighter. So you're not gonna want someone, if you win a ring with someone who's dirty, or your opponent, you find your opponent pop for something dirty, you are going to be mad regardless of who and what you are, and regardless of if you think you're going to beat him or not, because skill pays the bills. But for me, and then Eubank Senior should not be saying these things about his son. The appointment period, anyway, that is disgraceful and whatever. Say other things in private, but publicly, no. Not when the man's coming in a big fight and it's fight week coming up, and just before fight week. That's not needed. You don't need those distractions during fight week. There's more There's more than enough distractions as it is. You don't need them ones. So for me, yeah, that's been the breakdown of Chris Benn Senior. Junior, on the other hand, he's done the right things. The egg bar the egg thing. It's conducted himself like he's been a showman. He's sold the fight. Like I weren't interested in the fight, but he sold the fight. And the thing that he did with the first fight, when he got cancelled, and he paid the fighters $3.5 each. And I think that's a good gesture. Now, for me, that should have been the Sauerlands and Matchroom paying those fighters. Because if the fighters had weighed in, they would have got their purse. Now, the thing is now, these fighters don't owe big money. Here's what fighters earn loads of money. Like 1-2% of fighters are top earners. Most of them are fighting to make money, right? Fighting to make money and selling tickets to make money, and that's how they make money. So for me, if a man to give you $3.5 to each person, I gotta give him respect because that's refreshing, and it's about I am about the fighters. As a former fighter myself, even though it was amateur and whatever, like I'm about the fighters. Like it's all about the fighters. The fighters are the ones taking a damn risk, trying to entertain us as fight fans. So everything should come to the fighters, not these promoters, not the managers, the guys that are taking the most risk, the guys in the ring getting his face and losing brain cells. Getting hit and losing brain cells. For me, that's what it is. So this whole debacle, boom, that's it. As who's going to win the fight, I feel it's going to be Eubank Jr. on points. I know that the weight can be a thing, and I think that I don't think Benn hit hard enough to keep Eubank Jr. honest and to keep him off him, and I think Eubank Jr. is a lot sharper now. So even though Benn is coming up, he's not used to this weight. He's carrying more weights. He's going to tire out more than Junior is, because Junior obviously they're trying to do hydration or whatever, but he's naturally more at that weight. Even though it's 160, it should be 160, but he's more natural at that weight. So for me, I just feel that the size difference is massive, and it's going to be a factor. It's going to be a massive factor in this fight. So my thing is, I'm going to go for Eubank Jr. on points. I'm not saying that Benn can't win, because it's more than possible for him to win. I don't think he will stop him, but it's not beyond the realms of possibility. But my prediction is Eubank on points. I think, like I said, better boxer, Benn, but he's not big enough or strong enough to make a dent on Eubank, who's the better fighter and who has a better engine. So for me, all those factors in there, it has to be Eubank Jr. win, and I think it will be, but on points, I think it will be a tough fight for him. For at least the first 4 rounds will be difficult, because Benn will be there in his face. But as the fight goes on, I think it will lead towards Eubank's favour. Anyway, people, I'm out of here. I'll do a reaction to the press conference later. Later, I'll react to that as well. So look for that later. I'm out, guys. Peace.